Since you clicked on this, you probably want to add a watermark like this one to your video. Watermarks are pretty difficult to remove from videos, so they can be a great way to protect your content from getting stolen and increase your brand exposure. And if you think that adding a watermark to your video will be complicated and tedious, you'll be happy to hear that there's a super simple solution that you can apply in just a few minutes. First, go to Flixier.com and click on Get Started. Here you'll be presented with multiple import options. You can either import the video from your device, scan a QR code, import it from a smartphone, or use various services like Dropbox, Google Drive, Google Photos, Zoom, and many more. After importing your video, you need to place it on the timeline. There are two options for this. First, you can drag and drop the video onto the timeline. You can also click this plus button in the bottom right corner of the video in your library to add it to the timeline. If your video is not already at the beginning of the timeline, make sure to drag it to the left before continuing. Now it's time to import your logo. For your watermark to look professional, make sure your image is saved as a PNG with a transparent background. To import the logo, click the Import button, select My Device, and choose your logo. Once it's imported, drag it to the timeline. The first step is to drag it to the start of the video and then extend it to cover the entire duration of the clip, since you want the watermark to appear on the screen for the entire video. To extend it, go to the end of the image on the timeline, then click and drag on the edge to cover the whole duration of the video. Now that the logo spans the entire duration of your video, we can adjust how it looks. First, make sure the image is selected on the timeline. You can tell when something is selected by this yellow highlight. Then, move to the canvas area, select your watermark and adjust its size by dragging on the edge controls. For extra precision, you can use the manual controls on the right-hand menu here. Position your watermark before moving on to the next step. The last step before exporting your watermarked video is setting the opacity. To make the watermark subtle but effective, go to the Effects tab in the right-hand menu and scroll down to Opacity. Initially, the opacity is set to 100%, but for a watermark, you'll want to reduce it to 50% or lower depending on how visible you want your logo to be. Now all that's left to do is click the Export button, and in just a few moments your video will be ready. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Check out the rest of our videos for more tutorials like this. Until next time, happy editing!